Can you make a fully loaded barbecue tray for 4 people for just £10? Is that even possible? And even if it is, will it be any good? What would even be on such a tray? Can we be shown how to do it ourselves in just 10 minutes? Will I ask any more questions in this intro? No, that was my last one, so sit down, relax, and let me show you how to make the ultimate barbecue feast for a tenner. Now, when I set out to do this, I wasn't sure if it was even possible, but I thought my best bet was probably to go to Aldi. I have, of course, done a £10 barbecue challenge before now, but I immediately cheated in that one and only spent £10 on meat. The sides and everything cost me an extra tenner, but in this video, I'm going to do the whole thing, sides and all, for just £10. The rules are very simple. I must not go over £10. I must have 3 different proteins on my tray and 2 different sides. Now, I knew the first one would be chicken, but the cheapest way I found is these British chicken legs for £2.25. Then I wanted to do some sort of smash burger. Now, pork mince is actually cheaper than beef mince. Some cheese singles, a pretty massive pack to be fair. They're going to go on the burgers. And then I'm going to do some pit beans. Don't normally go for these complete budget options. I usually splash out for the mid-range Aldi ones, but budget's a budget. Same with the roll. Going to go for 4 of them. Oh no, 6 of them. Bargain. I'll have 2 left over. Then we're going to go with some jacket potatoes. This is one of the only vegetables you can actually buy loose in Aldi, so it offers fantastic value. Just be careful to select nice big ones that haven't been eaten by worms. Then for my final protein, I'm going to go for these Butcher Select sausages. They're good enough for a butcher, they're good enough for me. And then annoyingly, I have to splash out 80p on a bag of onions because they don't sell loose onions. This very much frustrates me and takes me nerve-wrackingly close to my £10 budget. Let's whack it all through the till and see how I've done. And all adds up to £9.87, 13p shy of budget. Now, I'm aware that looks like I absolutely nailed it first try. That was not the case. I actually walked around the shop with a calculator and it took me ages. I had to keep putting things back, kept going over budget. Anyway, better storytelling if I just cut it all in one. Still, you don't need to know all that. The important thing is it's not a bad way to spend a £10 note. Although I didn't spend a £10 note, I did it on card. Actually on my phone. Times we live in. Yeah, take that, packs of meat. Anyway, these 3 proteins will be the main part of my dish. If you're following along but doing a vegetarian version, just remove these 3. Right, starting off with these chicken legs. At £2.25 a kilogram, it really is a cheap way to buy yourself some meat. I don't know why these are so cheap. There's some really decent meat on there. I mean, they're cheaper than wings. Anyway, pop on your black latex glove if you want to look cool, and grab yourself a leg. Now I'm going to leave these whole because they'll kind of look like half chickens when they're on the tray. Just smother them with your favourite oil, and then give them some sort of herbs and spice. I'm going to use my homemade barbecue rub, but you do you. Now, I'm not going to include rubs and things like oil and butter in my final £10 budget. Maybe that's wrong of me, you'll be the judge. And I'm going to start by preparing the sausages by slicing the links. Could leave them linked together, I suppose, but I don't know, it feels wrong to me. And then the last, but by no means the least of our proteins, is our pork mince. Now, pork mince actually makes pretty good smash burgers. I don't know why this is. It's not quite as good as beef, but honestly, you'd be quite hard pushed to tell the difference. And of course, they're a lot cheaper. All you want to do is very gently squeeze them into 4 nice balls. And with the proteins out of the way, it's onto the sides, starting with jacket potatoes. Now, to barbecue jacket potatoes, and you can barbecue them, I will show you how. First off, smother them in oil. Then once lubed up, add some SPG. For the uninitiated, SPG is just salt, pepper and garlic. Now we bring on the extortionate bag of onions, which set me back 80p, and they are wonky as well. And actually these were pretty wonky, I really had to search through for a good one. And they're tiny, but as I keep saying to Mrs. Barbecue, size isn't everything. So now I've got a nice big pile of sliced onions and I've had a good cry. Seriously, I don't know how to stop that. And we're going to put these onions to good use 3 different ways. So take a third, put it in a pot, and then put the rest of it into a frying pan. Then we are out to the barbecue, and the barbecue I'm using today is a Weber Master Touch, but any barbecue will do the trick. If you're using charcoal, make sure you use decent quality stuff. I'm using Big K restaurant grade and lighting it with these woodies, these little fire lighters. They're all natural, lovely, don't smell of paraffin. And if you haven't got yourself a chimney starter, pick one up. They're an absolute lifesaver. I got this one from an amazing guy up in Scotland that does wicked barbecue called Fire and Smoke. You can find him on Facebook, I think. Charcoal in top, a couple of fire lighters underneath. 20 minutes later, you're ready to cook. Now I'm going to utilise the fire baskets that came with my Weber to make myself a hot zone and a cool zone. So I've got a direct heat and an indirect heat for cooking in 2 different ways. If you haven't got baskets, don't worry, just pile up all your charcoal on one side. Cooking on indirect heat is one of the main game changers when it comes to cooking barbecue well. Throw your grill on top. Now this is a very dirty grill, but don't worry, we have a solution to that. Going to leave all the vents. Leave all the vents fully open. Give it 10 minutes, come back, and that grill will be really hot. We're just going to scrunch up some tin foil and give it a good scrape. One of the biggest blocks for people getting into barbecue is they can't be bothered to clean their grill, but honestly, this is all you have to do. It'll be perfectly fine. Now to kick things off, because they're going to take the longest, we're going to put on our baked potatoes. Now if you haven't tried a baked potato from the barbecue before, you're seriously missing out. They are delicious. My sister comes around my house exclusively to eat these, and she can't stand me. These potatoes will take just over an hour, so after about 30 minutes or so, you want to get in there, flip them round, then we can fit on even more food. And now it's time for our chicken legs to go on. Now we rubbed these about 2 hours ago and they've been sat in the fridge. You don't have to give them that extra time, but it doesn't hurt. And just like the potatoes, you want to be placing them in the cooler zone of the barbecue. Once they're all snugly on there, close the lid, and we're going to give them about 15 minutes before coming in with the sausages. And here we are, 15 minutes later. That went quick, didn't it? We've got our sausages and we're going to pop them on. Squeeze those all in and then close the lid for another 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, we're going to come back and give everything a nice flip, help it all cook up nice and evenly. And it's a good opportunity to have a good look inside your meat with a handheld thermometer to just check what temperature these are doing. They want to be about 75 before they're okay to eat, and these were 66. Meanwhile, back on the hob, we just fried up these onions, and we're going to take half of them and put them to one side. Half of them will be served alongside the tray, the other half are going to go into these barbecue pit beans. Our 2 tins of discount baked beans and a good helping of barbecue rub and barbecue sauce. Just use any you got lying around. Then finish it off with a nice splash of Worcestershire sauce. I'm sort of cheating here doing this directly on the hob. You could of course do this directly on your barbecue over the hot zone. Now 10 minutes has passed, so time to check back on that chicken. We're getting about 78 degrees, and the sausages are about 78 too. Now chicken legs can go up to 85, 90, and they're absolutely fine, unlike breast, which you have to be very careful with. And sausages want to be around 85, so I'm just going to brown all these up, and that'll bring the temperature up internally a little bit as well. Yeah, look at the colour on those. Although this one may have burnt slightly, but never mind. Ended up giving that one to the sister-in-law. She doesn't watch these videos, so it's fine. And then the final piece of our puzzle is, of course, the smash burgers. Now, I'm just doing these on my plancha because it's a million times easier than doing them on the barbecue, but you can just do them on the barbecue. Just get yourself something to smash on, some sort of hot surface. Even a big frying pan will do the trick. Pop your balls on it, the meatballs, of course, and then smash them down. I'm using this burger press and just some butcher's paper, but any sort of non-stick paper will be good. And then I'm going to use some smoked salt over the top. We'll take these buns off before they burn, and once bubbles are shown in the middle and they're sort of cooked around the outside, you want to give them a good flip. Hopefully you'll have this nice Maillard reaction on the back, which is this sort of brown reaction, which makes it all lovely and delicious. Now they're only single burgers, so I'm going to go with double cheese, whack the buns on top, water to create a little bit of steam, and then put the lid over, give it 30 seconds, and then take them off and put them on the bottom of the bun. And on the bottom of these buns I have put some burger sauce and some of that chopped onion. That's the third thing that we did with the onion, and I think you'll agree that given how cheap they are, these burgers look absolutely delicious. If you want a full burger tutorial, check out my video on how to do a £2.26 smash burger using ingredients only from Lidl. Now, I did have to serve up half this food because I'd made the burgers and people were getting hungry, but my portion is left on here, so we're going to plate up the biggest chicken leg, which of course I left myself, a couple of sausages, or snags if you're from Australia, and then one of those beautifully smoked, delicious jacket potatoes. Now, jacket potatoes are ready when they hit 95 degrees internal. Who knew a jacket potato had an internal cooking temperature? Right, my tray is looking good and nearly ready, but of course needs that smash burger and then some of these lovely fried onions that we did earlier. And with the onions on, the final piece of the puzzle. Oh god, that's hot. Yeah, that's very hot. Be careful when you're cutting it. Really, ow. Anyway, it is time for those pit beans, but first off, a little bit of butter. Ooh, lovely. And then a few good spoonfuls of those deliciously barbecuey pit beans. Now, in an ideal world, I'd probably grate some cheese on top of this, but that would be cheating. So here you have it, a full barbecue tray, and I did 4 of these for just £10. So this tray cost me £2.50. Now, I've done the 3 proteins, the 2 sides, beans and potatoes, kind of 2 sides, well, onions, sort of a 3rd side, but I won't class that as a side. I'm pretty happy with this. I would be very happy if I went to someone's house for a barbecue and they served me off this plate of food. I wouldn't think, wow, you're cheap, you haven't done a proper barbecue. I think I would be genuinely impressed. So what do you think? Is this a failed or nailed, in the words of the fantastic Underseasoned Barbecue podcast? And I had great fun doing this budget barbecue challenge, and I'm keen to do more. So, what budget barbecue based challenge would you like to see me do in the future? Please leave a comment and let me know.